Hello everyone. And welcome to my shop. Alright. I'm getting the urge and the need to take the old GMC out. So we're not going to do any wrenching. We're just going to get to the Dave Shop Shuffle. Let's do it. Man, do I got a lot of room with nothing in here. There are plans in the works to do something about all this overcrowding, but we'll cover that later. Time for a cruise. All right. I hear something idling. The Jimmy wants to get out and stretch its legs today. Sounds like he's ready to do it. Let's do it. Alright, doing a little interstate run. Blowing some carbon out. Out today. All right, ends up I picked the best day I could have to take a nice cruise in this dude. It's going to warm up to the 50s, and but a cold front's coming in, and they're even calling for snow by tonight or tomorrow. Not anything to amount to anything, not like Christmas Eve or anything, but be enough to where they'll start putting that brine down on the roads and all that other stuff. And this being a northern truck anyway, I don't want to get any more of that stuff on this than I possibly can avoid. Anyway, it's doing pretty good. If I draw back and show you my steering wheel, you'll see where I've been remiss in my tasks, and I haven't centered the steering wheel yet. Isn't that something? Oh, there went a little old chipmunk across the road. I don't know if the camera picked that up. Glad he made it. Let's see here. get out again, just for GP. You know how GP is. All right. It is fun to scoot around, press the pedal hard, have something plant you back in the seat. I guess the excitement of a little bit of power never wears off. Here's where I would generally have to go to second gear to climb a hill. Yeah, power steering will be nice. I still, you know, the more I drive this, the more I really want to modernize it more. Since it's not, since I do have the Chevy that'll remain pretty close to stock, I can play with this one. And power steering in an IFS or going to that S10 frame is definitely something I want to consider now. Just for the handling, just to get a smaller steering wheel. Another thing I would think about doing is relocating this gas tank back under the bed and routing the fill out to a fender or something. I don't want to fill from the middle of the bed. But that'll allow the seat to go back more and I can get a little bit more comfortable. It's not bad, but this would be pretty uncomfortable on something, let's say about a 4-hour cruise or so. Oh, here we go. Be back. Heard a funny joke the other day. I guess it's a little on the political side, but what the hey, what can you say? But anyway, I heard about this fella who got real upset when he found out that his mom and dad had voted for Biden. He was so mad and upset about it that he swore that he would not take any fresh flowers back to their graves anymore. Pause for laughter. Anyway. You know, it's funny, I keep searching for that clutch pedal. You know, I'll be slamming down and it, you know, you almost have that, you know, split second, that microsecond of a panic when you don't find the pedal. And then you realize, oh yeah, don't have a clutch. Got a turbo hydromatic 350. Which brings me to the point of how I'd like to upgrade the transmission to what is it, a 200 R4, or even better yet, what's that, a 400 R2? Is that what it is? Either of which will give you an overdrive and not require a processor. CPU controller. So I could see that, but oh man, since there's so many of us nuts that sink our time and money into these old trucks now, that they've become very desirable, and because of our system that does work, our capitalistic system that does in fact work and is probably the best system ever devised for man by man. If the demand goes up, so does the cost. Anyway, unless you can find something that needs work, you can get it rebuilt, which is probably going to have to be done anyway. But anyway, I'm definitely on the look for one of them too. I prefer the 400. I think it's 400. But I prefer that one. But I'll take the 200. But in the meantime, this turbo hydromatic 350 does great. You know, it does okay. You know, just thinking ahead. But boy, I really think an IFS with power steering should be at the top of my modified list. Anyway. I had to cut through a parking lot to get to the one of my chores today was to go do a deposit and also pull me a little bit of folding money out, and had to go through some speed bumps, and well, good news is it didn't knock my shock loose. That's good. The one that I knocked off before. The other good news is that with the correct amount of leaf springs in the front of this truck, I didn't bottom out and bang and jar the fillings in my teeth. It actually did pretty good. And also keep in mind I've still got those lever action or knee action shocks too. So anyway, if I hadn't done that, put them leaves back in it, and that rubber stop already resting in the frame, it would have been, oh, it would have been something else. The bang, the jarring, been there, done that. I raised up probably about 2 inches, but I'm still 2 to 3 inches lower than the Chevy, so I can live with that and still drive on the roads. All right. I got me a pit stop coming up. Whew, that was a load off my mind. On my cruises, you got to know where you got some, what do you call it, rest stops? Anyway, I've been cruising now for, I guess, about 40 minutes or so. And in a previous vlog, I made mention of how when I first put this engine in with that Win intake manifold, that I had hot restart issues. Well, not really hot, but you know, when you restart after you've run a while and shut down to go fuel up or do any kind of short stop. Well, anyway, here we go. We're going to see how it restarts. Right up. Now that's what when I installed that Edelbrock car, it's not a spacer, it's actually an insulator that goes between the carburetor and the intake manifold, and it isolates and insulates the carburetor for that manifold heat. As you can see, it worked real good. Well, let's get back to cruising. This drivetrain in the Chevys, let me slow down to about 60. We're doing about 2,400 RPM. To do 60 in the Chevy is 3,000. So that's about a difference of 600 RPM. That kind of shows you. And that's not really horsepower, although this has got twice the horsepower of the Chevy, thereabouts. It's more to do with gearing. The final drive in the rear and the final gear in the transmission, of which both transmissions are pretty close to being 1-to-1 on the output. So I'm going to guess that this is a 373 rear, but that's a guess because I'm not exactly sure what this came out of yet. I still I collected some numbers off the casing, but there's another set somewhere that may narrow it down more. But I'm gonna guess this is 373 gears, and the Chevy's 411. So that's a difference of 600 RPM at 60 mile an hour. Right. Even though this needs a lot of modifications for its handling to match its power, it still is a fun truck to drive. I guess as you've witnessed today. Anyway. Getting up to 160. Yeah, that's probably where it's at, temperature wise. Alright. Home sweet home. Now, back to the Dave Shop Shuffle. Gotta get over more. There you go. There we go. All right, that was fun. I'll tell you, having two completely different style, advanced design trucks is really neat. It's fun. Both of them have totally different characteristics. Where this has got more power, and with its low center of gravity, it corners a lot better. The Chevrolet, on the other hand, it takes bumps better. It's smoother running and has more cushioning to it. So It's like this is bred to run, and that is bred to cruise. So anyway. So that was a fun cruise, and hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It's fun to cruise these back roads, and even occasionally hit an interstate. I wouldn't do that with the Chevy, but this here, he loves them. He loves to run in that high-speed lane. So anyway, so I want to thank you for watching. Hope everything's going good with you and yours. And well, you know what they say. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Won't cost you a thing, and it'll help me out with YouTube. So have a good one, and we'll see you around on the next one. See ya.